Welcome to the Common Man Football Show. My name is James Coburn, and today's episode, we're talking about the 2018 NFL Draft Class, specifically the top 5 quarterbacks based on analytics. And I've done a couple videos like this in the past. All the top 5 videos I did previously were preview videos. They were basically previewing the 2017 season, basically giving you some guys to look at and keep track of as the season went on. This video, though, is going to give you the final ranking. So this is essentially the final top 5, if you will, based on analytics, because we have all the information. We have all the information that we need to make a decision on these players. Now, in terms of coming up with the top 5, it's based on the data, based on their production analytics. So this entire video is going to be dealing with things like high school production score, college production score. And if any of those terms are not familiar to you, if you're new to the channel and you're new to the work that I do, all terms and definitions will be in the description. It'll basically give you a general rundown on what those terms mean. But with all that out of the way, the number one thing I just want to give you guys to say is that this video is not my personal top 5 rankings of the quarterbacks. This is purely data based. So there are going to be some people that are going to go, why do you have so-and-so over so-and-so and all this other sort of stuff. Again, this is purely data based. It's basically the top 5 quarterbacks based on the numbers. And if a guy has a higher number than another guy, it doesn't change the potential of either of these players. They both might have the same exact potential, but because one guy scored a little bit higher, he's going to be ranked a little bit higher in this list. So I know there's going to be a couple guys in here that you're going to go, what? That guy's over that guy? But again, you have to look at it not as a pure, this guy's better than this guy, as much as this guy ended up in the same potential tier. Like they have the same amount of potential as this other guy, if that makes any sense. So starting with the top 5 on this list, at number 5, we have Luke Falk, quarterback out of Washington State. When you look at his overall FBS production scores, he pretty much hit a 75.50 out of 100 high school production score. That pretty much hits all the sort of scores you want to hit in terms of long-term starting potential. Every single long-term starting quarterback since the 2007 NFL Draft Class had at least a 69 or higher score. Luke Falk hit that score. On top of that, Luke Falk has a 95.02 FBS Stat Score, and based on my data as well, he pretty much hits the starting quarterback and the Pro Bowl quarterback score. And when you look at his career production scores, Luke Falk had an 89.96 career FBS production score, which pretty much hits all the bottom end thresholds in terms of all-pro potential, Pro Bowl potential, and starter potential. And when you look at the averages at the position, he's pretty much above the all-pro average, the Pro Bowl average, and the starter average. The reason why Luke Falk is at number 5 versus being a higher player on this list is because of his high school production score. Again, a 75.50 is not hitting the 84 or higher score, which is, again, every single multiple Pro Bowl quarterback since the 2007 NFL Draft Class had at least an 84 or higher high school production score. So that is the only thing that really holds Luke Falk back. Everything else pretty much checks the boxes. Again, this is not about what he looks like on film. This is not about the radar gun. This is not about what he looked like at the combine. This is purely based on data. Based on data, Luke Falk is one of the strongest quarterbacks in this draft class based on what he performed on paper. Which brings us to number 4, Josh Rosen, quarterback out of UCLA. Based on his high school production score, very, very good, 90.09 out of 100. Also had a 89 or 88.62 FBS production score, which pretty much hits all the sort of thresholds you're looking for in terms of high school production and college production. When you look at his career data, barely hits the all-pro threshold, but does hit the all-pro career threshold with a 77.74 career FBS production score. When you look at the averages at the position, this is where he kind of falls flat again. He doesn't hit above the average all-pro career score, but definitely hits above the Pro Bowl career score. So again, in many ways, Josh Rosen has Pro Bowl potential as a quarterback. And again, number 4 in this list because of Mason Rudolph at number 3. Mason Rudolph, quarterback out of Oklahoma State. Very good high school production score of 97.92 out of 100, 89.75 in terms of his FBS production score. As you can clearly see, hits every single threshold you're looking for in terms of starting potential and in terms of Pro Bowl potential. And the reason why Mason Rudolph is above Josh Rosen is because Mason Rudolph had an 81.42 career production score. and is not, again, Mason Rudolph is another guy who's not exactly above the average All-Pro career score, but definitely is above the Pro Bowl career score. So the only thing that really separates Mason Rudolph from Josh Rosen is, Rudolph was about 4 points higher than Josh Rosen in terms of his career production score. Take that as you will. Me personally, I have Josh Rosen over Mason Rudolph in my personal rankings, but just, again, based on data, based on the statistics, Mason Rudolph is just a little bit higher than Josh Rosen when it comes to the career production score. So take that as you want to take it. Me personally, again, my personal rankings, I have Josh Rosen over Mason Rudolph, but because this is a analytics-based top 5, Mason Rudolph would be above Josh Rosen based on the analytics. Then, of course, we get to number 2 on this list. Sam Darnold, quarterback out of USC. When you look at his high school production score, it had an 84.35 out of 100. It had a 97.0 FBS production score. Sam Darnold, in many ways, has the highest FBS production score in terms of a single season score. Sam Darnold has the highest single season score out of every single quarterback based on the FBS Stat Score because of his 2016 season. It was just by far one of the more flawless seasons of any quarterback in this draft class. So very, very high single season score, pretty much hits all the thresholds you're looking for. When you look at his career production score, he had an 89.54 career score, which pretty much hits all the thresholds in terms of All-Pro potential, Pro Bowl potential. And when you look at the averages at the position, again, above the All-Pro average, Pro Bowl average, and starter average. So Sam Darnold, in many ways, is the second best quarterback in this draft class when you just look at all of his data collectively. He has the highest high, though, I would say that much. Sam Darnold pretty much has the highest upside in the class because of his single season score, but his career score kind of drops him a bit because of the top quarterback in this draft class based on data, which is Baker Mayfield, quarterback out of Oklahoma. You look at his high school production score, 92.41 out of 100, 94.22 is the highest FBS production score that he put up, which pretty much hits every single threshold you're looking for in terms of high school production and college production, and had a slightly higher career FBS production score compared to Sam Darnold. Again, Sam Darnold had about 89. Baker Mayfield had a 93.53 out of 100. So that is why Baker Mayfield is the top quarterback in this draft class based on analytics, because hit all the thresholds you're looking for in terms of high school production and college production, and on top of that had the highest career production score out of every single quarterback in this draft class. Bottom line, this is the top 5 in this class based on analytics. Again, this doesn't take into account my personal rankings. This doesn't take into account the other sort of settings. I would say this much. Sam Darnold and Baker Mayfield, based on paper, have pretty much the same amount of potential. So if your film analysis says that Sam Darnold is better than Baker Mayfield, then go with that film analysis. If your film analysis says that Josh Rosen is better than Mason Rudolph, then go with your film analysis. So again, don't take data as, well, this guy scored a higher number in this particular category, so he must be the best guy. Take it as, this is the tier of possibilities. He hit within a certain range of potential, and if one guy hits a range of potential that's All-Pro potential and another guy hits a range that's Pro Bowl potential, or let's say you have 2 guys that hit All-Pro potential, you don't put the guy who had the highest number over the other guy, you put the guy who had the better film. So again, if you look at data from that perspective, that you're not using these numbers to rank quarterbacks in the sense of like, this guy's better than this guy because he had a higher score, but these guys ended up in a certain tier of potential, and then you let the film decide who's going to go higher than the other guy, then I think you're going to do much better in terms of your predictions, much better in terms of your overall scouting ability as well when you look at it from that perspective. But overall, these are the top 10 quarterbacks in the 2018 NFL Draft Class based on analytics. Of course, my name is James Coburn. You can find my work at draftcoburn.wordpress.com. You can also follow me on Twitter at Geometrics. And if you like this content and you want more content like this, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Share this video as well with anybody that you know. Hit that notification button so you're always reminded when another video of mine drops. And be sure to buy and check out the 2018 NFL Draft Analytics Guide. Link is in the description on Amazon.com. In that guide, you will have all the analytics on every single quarterback. So there were some quarterbacks I didn't mention today, guys like Josh Allen, excuse me, guys like Lamar Jackson. All those quarterbacks are in that guide. So buy that guide today. to get all the analytics on all the quarterbacks that are potentially going to be drafted in this particular draft class. And of course, thank you, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.